button's not working. I wonder why the button's not working. All right, now we're picking up something. End stream. Oh, auto started. Great. Viewers waiting. Fantastic. We have people out there. Woohoo.
Yeah, I can hear you on the stream.
All right. Does it sound normal? Does everything sound all right? How's everybody doing? Trying to get all the technical difficulties sorted out here this morning because I really feel like Skype is bringing my own Skype's bringing everything back in. Let me see. If I pull this out, does it sound any different? No? Maybe? Yes, it does sound a little different to me, but I've killed off Sean and Bob. So, all right, let me bring Sean and Bob back. All right, you guys back?
Are we back? I
don't know. Well, yeah. You're back on the stream. I know you never went anywhere. The ability to mute from the control center. All right, let's see. Is this getting a little better? Maybe. Is this?
Yeah, it's a little softer on the stream than in
yeah,
Skype,
okay. So that's all the way up. That's too high. I think I'm usually at 80. How's that better? Is that better? That sounds better. And you guys are probably quiet on the stream.
It's better.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm just trying to get you guys to say something.
I don't like leaving that on, so I had turned it off originally.
Turning it, leaving the sound on the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, it's the delay. That's too long a delay for anything. That's to be useful. I think I figured a way of measuring it, though. I found, oh, come on. Click out of the way, thank you. That was loud. That sounded like a spoon in a bowl.
Yeah.
All right, good. Everything's working. We can hear the sounds. Hey. Is anybody out there? You guys have it? It says 2 concurrent viewers. That's probably you two, isn't it? I'm not sure how much to trust the... Oh, okay. Well, maybe you have someone hanging out there. I'll do the roll call here in a couple minutes. We usually start at 9:35. And hopefully the sound is out on the stream. Well, Sean has confirmed there's a sound out on the stream. So that's good. We'll do a little bit of this, I guess, just to see how it rolls. Okay. Yeah, all right. That's working. Woohoo. So there's this, YouTube will show you how many people it says are concurrent viewers. It's like, oh, okay, how many people are actually watching you do anything? But I think the number's off. I don't know, because it says like there's 2 right now, which may be true now, but like during my stream it said 0, but then people were chatting. I'm like, well, how are they chatting if they're not viewing? So I really don't know how that number works.
I don't know. I joined really late last time.
Yeah, but Zach was actually chatting. It said concurrent viewers, none.
Wow, that's like a 8-second delay or something?
8-second delay? Oh.
Sorry. Live versus stream.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit. There is a delay. There is a delay, no doubt. We'll give it another couple minutes. I need to get the countdown.
Of course, I say live, but even that's not quite live.
What do you mean not quite live?
Well, the 3 of us on Skype.
Yeah.
Closer to live.
Closer to live, yes. Well, so the stream is live. It's a little bit behind, but pretty certain that anything that we say is going to end up on the stream, right? So it's pretty live. Like, I don't have enough of a buffer in here that if you guys start cursing and making life terrible, that I could really cut it off to prevent it from getting out to the stream, if that makes sense.
You really should have said that.
This is how much I trust you guys.
Yeah, but sometimes your stream can get like behind. Like if it buffers for a second, then it'll keep you behind and you'd have to manually tell it to go back to live.
Yeah, there's all the client side as well. Zach, great to have you here, by the way. There's totally the client side buffering that I have 0 control over. at all. All I have is what is being streamed here. The stream's current bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. I wonder why it keeps telling me that. Okay, I feel like we have a stream. Hey Zach, can you just say a quick hi, like that you can hear us and then everything sounds good? Just to double check on the other part of the world, because then I'm going to switch to my headphones so I don't have to listen to myself in the stream at the same time. And then we probably will be time to get it started here. Probably. Oh,
I mean, I unmuted the stream and I heard you, so.
all right, that's good. Zach's just not in front of his keyboard. Yep, all right, great. That's all I wanted, a little validation. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my headphones only. Let's see. Yeah, okay, that's better. My monitor mix does not have me echoing in my own head the same way. I think that's right. Okay, here we go. I think we are there. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the WiX Online Meeting 230 at the end of February. Oh, and it's saying the chat is disabled for this live stream. I'm going to have to go fix the chat real quick. As always, those of you that aren't with us right here, right now, are going to get this recorded, and you will not be able to participate in the chat that I'm going to try to fix on the fly as we keep things rolling here. Let's see the chat. There we go. How's the chat? Bob's having a good time in the chat now. All right, great. I think I got it all fixed. Everything's rolling now. Hopefully that makes things work well going forward. All right. What are we talking about today? What are we doing in this meeting? That for those people that are with us right here. And if you are, go ahead and say hi. Zach's already said hi. He's helping us get all the technical issues worked out, and Bob too. What are we going to talk about? We're going to triage like we always do on these days. Not too many things to discuss. Actually, all old issues, I think, at this point. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to give a quick update on the GitHub Actions cancellation problems that we're having. And then we'll take any questions and comments and things that are burning in people's minds right now. So without further ado, let's go do triage. Bob, you ready?
Pause for dramatic effect.
Pause
Yes,
for
I'm ready.
dramatic effect. All right, here we go. All right. We'll start with the oldest and go to the newest. And Sean, I believe, has brought us back an oldie. So Sean, what do you want to talk about?
So the problem is that the bundles work differently from MSIs. So the MSI upgrade table has a list of upgrade codes, and every MSI can only have a single upgrade code. But in bundles, the bundle element has an upgrade code, but then you have any number of related bundle with type upgrade. And for bundles, the bundle element upgrade code gets lumped in with all of the related bundle type upgrade codes.
Mm-hmm.
So then that gets written into the registry altogether as well. So when you're running a bundle and you're trying to get it to detect related bundles, like two unrelated bundles can pick up each other even though they don't have the same upgrade code. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this 5356 was closed saying that, yeah, they're all jumbled together and we can't. So it was like, as with the current code, you can't fix this issue, but we have an open issue saying that this is busted and needs to be fixed. So I guess my question is are we going to fix the issue itself? Or is this something we can't fix and we're just going to have to let it work how it does today?
Which one is the one that talks? Which one do you want to look at here? 4153 or 3?
Yeah, 4153.
4153.
The other one is adding bundle package to bundles.
If you have two unrelated bundles, A and B, and both are related to bundle C, A detects B as a related bundle and vice versa because of the above mentioned registry key.
So both bundle A and B have a related bundle with type upgrade with bundle C's upgrade code.
But it doesn't actually trigger an upgrade. They're just related.
So then when you run bundle C and A and B are both installed on the machine, then bundle C detects A and B as upgrade bundles. And if bundle C had a higher version than A and B, it would remove, well,
Yeah?
yeah, it would remove A and B.
Correct. Yep, that's what it's supposed to do.
But why?
That violates the principle of least surprise.
Because
I can tell because I'm surprised.
Because see, bundle A and B, they have their own unique upgrade code. And bundle C does not have a related bundle type upgrade to their upgrade code.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part. So C does not have a related, an upgrade relationship to those two bundles.
No.
Oh, okay. That's definitely not right. Sorry, I thought that C had the upgrade code for both A and B.
No, C is standalone. It has no related bundles. It just has its own upgrade code.
Okay,
So then what's the relationship? How is C related?
A and B both have a related bundle element with type upgrade with bundle C's upgrade code.
that's kind of weird.
That's weird.
That's really weird. So A and B say they are upgrades to C. C does not say it's an upgrade to C or to A and B.
Thank you.
How do you do this? Like, what is the reality of this situation? I guess you. All right.
You could do this as like, I guess, suite replacements. C is a, I don't know. C is a point product. A and B are bundles, are suites. So you want, the letters are confusing me. A and B come before C, but really this is a case where you have C and then A and B are replacements for it.
And then you release a newer C than either A or B. Okay. Right? And now
Well-
C is like, well, those guys were trying to upgrade me before. I'm newer than them. What does that say? Like,
Well, what if you wanted to reset the versions? Like, let's say bundle C had two MSIs inside of it, and then you want to split it up. One bundle has one MSI, one bundle has the other one. And you want to reset the versions back to 1.0.
in A and B?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I don't know that that's going to work out well, but yeah.
So then bundle C was released earlier, but has a higher version. So if someone installs the split up ones, which is the newer versions, and then for some reason runs the older one, bundle C, I don't know whether that's really reality or not, but that's
Yeah,
the scenario.
I don't think Burn's not going to help you there. I mean, C is newer than those. So the default behavior is going to be, oh, well, that's upgrading. That's a newer version than you. It's
But
going
like
to remove you.
but bundle C is not supposed to be detecting bundle A and B at all.
Sorry, I'm really confused on this one. The title says that it's, the bundle upgrade code. It's the registration of all related bundles, right? So that's going, so in the case where
It's all related bundles with type upgrade.
Okay. But but that's not a problem, right? That because it's in I think in this scenario, and to be clear, there's really a lack of detail here. If these are all upgrade relationships, then A and B should correctly write C's upgrade code as part of their registration.
I mean, that's not how MSI upgrade table works.
No, no,
I
no,
understand.
not at all. Not at all.
But isn't that the right thing to do? The downstream is more interesting. What are the effects? So the title says what it says, and then but the description says A and B detect each other because they share a common upgrade code. But again, isn't that the right thing to do?
It's not what MSI does.
I understand.
No, Burn
But-
doesn't do. No, Burn deviates from what MSI does on upgrades here.
But I guess
So I'm a little confused. Like, if you have two unrelated bundles, A and B, that are both related to bundle C, then forget upgrade code for a minute, right? They could just be detect relationships, right? Let's just
Right.
say it's simple relationship. Then that means that both A and B have the detect on that relationship. So good, right? Good one that C also has, which could be its upgrade code or any other way to detect it. They're all sharing that detection GUID. Therefore, they are all going to detect each other. Like, this bug, I think, is just, yes, that's correct. I think this is the expected behavior. I think I'm trying to figure out why we didn't close it a long time ago.
Well, I guess I was focused on C detecting A and B, but yeah, this bug is complaining that A and B are detecting each other.
But
So like, if
Mhm.
A upgrades C and B upgrades C, why does like A? So A is going to end up upgrading B then, and B is going to upgrade A.
If they're all upgrade relationships, yes. Like, they
But
don't have to be upgrade relationships.
but like this person says that they don't want to upgrade each other, and I agree with that. Like
I don't
this
see
doesn't make sense to me.
the registry bundle upgrade includes the goods of all related bundles.
and that's the correct behavior based on the fact that we today do not differentiate between a bundle declaring its own upgrade code and the related bundle of action upgrade.
I'd go farther. Upgrade codes are a detection relationship. So if you
Yeah.
say that you want to know about this GUID, this bundle upgrade code GUID, then you are going to get a detection relationship for everybody that ends up referring to that same detection. And maybe that part's surprising that you're like, hey, I just said I want to upgrade that guy, and now I'm detecting everybody that also said they want to upgrade that. But yes, that is what it does.
I'd be okay if it was just detecting, but it's detecting it as an upgrade relationship, so they're going to upgrade each other.
But that's how related bundles work, right? You declare an action based on that code.
Right.
If all you want to do is detect, you author it as a detect only related bundle.
Right.
And that goes, Rob's convinced me, that goes back to what Rob said, right? Your related bundles are a detection mechanism, and we threw on the action, and sometimes imperfectly, to support, detection, add-on, patching, and upgrading.
So here
And
the
of course, a BA can, work around all of this.
Right now, it's
So
saying
you're
that A and B
s-
detect these things, which is to me is correct. I wish we had a little more detail of what it if the upgrade behavior was wrong. But maybe Sean, have you
Right.
seen like the upgrade behavior being wrong?
I mean, I can tell you that if A detects B as a related bundle with type upgrade,
Yeah,
then A will try to upgrade B.
if it's a newer version, right?
Yeah.
And it would be detected as a downgrade if it has a lower version. Yes, that's exactly right.
But so how do you, so you'd have to write a custom BA if you want them to be, if you don't want them to upgrade each other, but you want both of them to upgrade C?
I think so.
It's just really weird. It's surprising, going back to
It's
Bob's comment originally.
it's
Yeah,
limited.
yeah, and that's what for me that's what it boils down to. Again, like I said, we have these actions for related bundles, and they're not documented. And some of it is surprising. It's the same thing with like the difference between add-on and patch bundles. You know, we have we have 4 options. Well, actually, I'd say 3, right? Detect is purely detect. We have these other 3 that perform actions on top of that of detection, and it's that's not very fine-grained control. A BA can fix that, and if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that was kind of like a BA can fix it was like, oh, okay, it's the escape hatch. We didn't design finer grained control because BAs can always, work around it.
Yeah, it's simpler upgrade logic than what the installer can give you. There's no doubt about that. And in the authoring of the upgrade table directly. And if you want to do more complicated things like the suite and single and the splitting and that kind of stuff, you may end up needing to do more work in a custom BA to handle that. I think all that is true. But it's simple in that there's a ID. You can specify your relationship across it, and that's what it behaves that way over it.
I will agree that the upgrade code apparently being transitive is surprising.
So that's the one I'm still struggling with. That's the one where I'm still kind of stuck. The A and B declared an upgrade code to C. And then C releases a higher version. And it will remove A and B. Well, yeah, because it's all in the same upgrade family.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
if we're going this direction, then we should take off upgrade code from bundle element.
If we're going, this is what Burn does today. This is not new. So what we're talking about is changing the behavior of Burn, which we certainly could do. WiX 4 is a great time to do that. But this is what Burn has been doing as far as I know, since the beginning.
Yeah, but
And the upgrade code exists because we wanted to make sure that there is always a way of detecting a bundle, even if you forgot later. Because it's possible in WinInstaller to forget to add upgrade code, and then you can't upgrade that MSI. It's just out there. You have to uninstall it by hand. So the goal of putting upgrade code on a bundle was to make sure that it was always there, that you could always
well,
remove it by another bundle.
Oh, and
I mean,
require it, unlike MSI.
And require it. Exactly. And require it.
if it's not special, then I don't think we should keep it there.
If it's not special.
I disagree. We should
No.
keep it there to require it.
Yeah. It's there to require it.
No,
Requiring
but
a
we
separate
can
element.
require them to write a related bundle element, which will hammer home the fact that it's not special and it's transitive.
Well, we could do that. That's a different language design. I think the upgrade code is probably the most straightforward case for 90% scenarios.
plus.
Yeah. It puts you right in the right place from the beginning. We debated requiring it in MSI, going, you really should always have an upgrade code in MSI. Do we have a warning
just a
now?
s-
I
Oh,
haven't even looked. Yeah.
it's a stern warning. It's a
Yeah.
stern warning.
Stern
Yeah,
warning.
but MSI, the upgrade code is special because there's only one. But for bundles, there's no difference between specifying an upgrade code on the bundle element and specifying a related bundle element.
No, it see that to me that's the open question. The confusing part for me is that just because A and B declare on C and not each other, I find it surprising that therefore they are related to each other. Just by declaring a relationship to C. That does smell weird to me. So but again, it's like the title says one thing that is correct, and I think, well, sorry, it's accurate and it's the right thing. The idea that A and B detect each other, again through the transitive property of related bundles, one of those new math things, that is surprising to me. I don't think that I have trouble agreeing that that's the right thing.
Yeah, that's possible. Like you could say upgrade relationships are different because they only target the thing that has declared its upgrade line, so it becomes much more targeted, I guess.
Well, but at the same time, what you can do with MSI and that you can today do with Burn is, you can declare that you have a new bundle that's going to take over some other product. And in fact, there can be, it can be a hostile takeover. Nothing in MSI prevents you from uninstalling some other company's MSI.
Yeah, same is true.
The upgrade code.
Same is true in Burn.
And the same is true in Burn.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have to forward declare your intentions. You should be able to continue doing that. But so again, for me, it comes down to upgrades are not special. They're important, and putting upgrade code in the language simply is important. But in the end, Burn treats all of these things as detection plus optional action. The answer to what they want to do here is to declare it as a detect only code and then do logic in the BA.
Right. If A and B detect only the upgrade code.
I mean, what they want is a detect only with automatic upgrade without other bundles picking up themselves as that upgrade code.
Okay, but that's a horrible, horrible attribute name.
Yeah,
It's what most people expect the upgrade related bundle type to do.
Assuming that's not it.
I didn't, but okay.
And here's why I would object to the idea of removing the upgrade code attribute and forcing it as a related bundle child, is because most people have no idea what any of those things do.
Again, yeah, that's the point. Like, if we're gonna make it if it's gonna work this weird way, then
it does
we
work
have to
this
document
way.
These things.
It does work this way. So what we're talking about is saying, you know what, in order to support a more narrow case, we could say that you have to explicitly call or target upgrade codes. If you don't, I don't know how to say this. It's essentially you you'd create new logic around upgrade, where like upgrade is now behaves differently, but it can be detect. I'd probably keep its detect behavior available so you can detect it. But you're saying if I have this upgrade code and you want to upgrade it, you have to list the upgrade codes that you want to upgrade, and you will target them individually. And to Sean's point, then that does not mean that you participate in the detection of that identity anymore, right? You say I upgrade that thing, but you can't detect me via that upgrade code. Now, the downside of that is that if you try to install C later, now I guess they'll have to know that A is still there pointing at it. Yeah, so it's a much more directed graph instead of a once you get into it, everybody points at everybody, which is the way it works today. It's a much more, this only points one direction. I only upgrade in one direction. And we could certainly make that change if we wanted to go through and think through all of the different behaviors. I think that aligns better with what your expectations were, Sean, that it's much more directed on the upgrade line and you don't participate in the global detect behaviors of all of the detections.
Right.
I'm going to go ahead and say that if that's the right thing to do for upgrades, it's hard to argue that it isn't also the right thing to do for add-ons and patches.
Let's see, add-ons and patches.
Well, someone would have to document what those things actually do for me to understand what you guys
Also
are
true.
about to say about it.
Oh, it's all just guessing. Without the code in front of us, it's all just guessing. But it's the same thing, right? If these things if these relationships go through this very amorphous graph, then you can certainly get into a situation where you have unintended consequences, and directing them is one way of solving that. Another way of solving that is to limit the amount of traversal that goes on. Again, for me, my open question is, should oh God, I had it. The mutual detection of bundle C, I would think, should not trigger a relationship between A and B. It's the love triangle of bundles. And A and B don't have. Now I want to talk about polyamorous bundles. A and B don't necessarily have a direct relationship just because they target C. And that's where I'm in my head. I'm like, but it's all just detection.
All right. So this is the change I think that I'm hearing is that today there's no direction between the relationships. It's just a statement of, hey, I participate in this relationship, and then that's it. Like, and now everything will be able to detect you and then potentially have its operations. Like if you declare upgrade, that means that your version now can cause behaviors on top of that. And what I'm hearing is that it's like, no. What we really want is to make it directed as opposed to bidirectional in all direction, in all ways. It's not even bidirectional. It's just an open, it's not even a graph. It's just, you declare, now you're part of this identity and everything will operate on you within that space. And instead it's like you want to declare these points and then direct change to those different places, to those different identities, which is certainly possible. It'll be more complicated than what it is today, but you'll certainly be able to get much more control over the behaviors between two things, between two ends. Thus, that you'd be able to say A and B upgrade C, but that does not now mean that A and B are the same, that they can find each other. Because it just say, I upgrade that over there. I don't necessarily participate in C's upgrade code. Certainly, Certainly could do that. The detection probably goes. Should A and B be detectable from that upgrade code, though?
No.
Yes, so that C can find them.
No.
C, yeah, because
C
C has
doesn't
to
know
know that
about
it can't install.
Well, that is a fine goal, but it's not something that even MSI does today.
But it is something that Burn does today.
I don't think it should continue doing that.
Oh,
I'm so- are you-
that'll be a
are-
big change.
I'm not sure. Is that true?
That a newer version of the same upgrade code doesn't automatically
No,
mark you to
that's
be downgraded.
not what we're saying. No, C won't detect A because A has its own upgrade code. It doesn't have C's upgrade code as the upgrade code.
Right. So, but A is newer than C. It should block C, right? Like that was the goal. A
No.
upgraded C, therefore C should not be put back on. You shouldn't say, I had my product C, it gets acquired. This is always kind of, I think, the scenario. It gets acquired by another company. Company releases product A that now wants to remove C and absorb C. So someone has C on the machine. They get the newer version. They get A. A removes C. A is on the machine. Everybody's good. You don't want the customer to accidentally come back and say, "Here, let me put C back on the machine," and have it go, "Okay, I'll try." Because C was upgraded. That's not the logic you want. And you can't change C because you didn't know that A was going to come along later in the future. C has to know based off of right now it's upgrade code. There's a newer thing that upgraded me, therefore I should not be installing.
Well, maybe I'm projecting, but I don't think that's what they wanted here. I think they wanted unrelated bundles. A and B are completely unrelated, but they still want it to upgrade C.
Right. And my guess is that they don't want C to install again with a lower version than A or B on the machine.
Well, I don't see how they would get that requirement if they want them to be unrelated.
If A is already in the machine, C should not be allowed to get installed in the machine.
Yeah, but
By
I
default.
don't think there's any way for us to implement it built-in functionality so that A and B are completely unrelated.
This is I'm worried about putting that kind of logic in the engine.
Which logic?
The C blocking A, or sorry,
No.
presence of A or B blocking C. I don't think that belongs in the engine. That's business logic.
This is the normal sort of scenario you go through. Like this is much more common than even having a B in this mix.
But how do you do that with MSI? Like, you can't, right?
No.
I don't know how. Yeah, it's much harder to do with MSI. You'd have to use the same upgrade code. Yeah, it's terrible.
So there's this hidden feature that you've now.
It's not hidden. Burn does this every single time with every bundle. If you get a newer version of a bundle with the same upgrade code, the second one by default will be marked as downgrade. That's what it does right now during detection, right out of the gate.
But that's with identical upgrade codes.
Yeah, with any upgrade codes. I think it's any upgrade codes. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I thought it was any upgrade codes. And identical upgrade codes. Anybody that has your upgrade code that's newer than you prevents you from installing. Yeah.
And you think there's a ton of people using this functionality?
Yeah, I think every bundle expects that today. I release version 1, I release version 2, I release version 3, all of them.
Yeah, that functionality makes sense, but having dual upgrade codes and carrying that on forever so that you can never install an old bundle C no matter how long bundle A has been around.
No, you could install a newer C. You just can't install you can't install a C older than A.
See, that's just weird.
But that's the exact scenario where this happens, where product C is deprecated in favor of product A, and then you roll forward with that. It's a very concrete thing. World A says it upgrades C. Older versions of C can't install. It's fine.
No.
Why?
How is that directed?
A says it's a newer version of C.
But you're installing C sub 2, C prime.
If you want older C to detect A, then there's nothing that's going to stop bundle B from also detecting A.
And to be
No,
fair,
but A would have a different upgrade code than C.
Like the older C is going to detect the directed upgrade code C, just like, and bundle B would also have to detect the directed upgrade bundle C. Like, I don't see how those don't happen. I don't know how you implement it to where old bundle C would detect A, but B would not detect A.
Well, if all of them had separate upgrade codes, and A has explicit line that says I upgrade C's upgrade code, and B has a line that says I upgrade C's upgrade code, there's no direct line between B and A. They just both point at C.
and then C is supposed to go out and find that direction from A and B.
When C comes along, it has to know if someone's pointing at it and say there's a newer version. Something upgraded me. I shouldn't be able to turn around and install C again.
I don't entirely disagree because this is how add-ons work as well, and patches, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Patches declare their relationship to a base bundle, and that base bundle knows about the patch bundle. So what you're saying here is not it's not as crazy as it sounds, because this is explicitly how add-ons and patches work. And maybe now I'm going back to the idea that upgrades ought to be more special. I don't disagree with your scenario, Rob. I'm concerned that we'd be complicating the engine for some of these scenarios. Now, that said, I'm going deeper onto my own stack. Perhaps what needs to happen is we really need to document all this stuff so that we can, put it up on a whiteboard. I'd put it up on my actual whiteboard just so I can remember how add-ons and patches are supposed to work.
Yeah, they're the same. They just don't participate in the. Yeah, I mean, they're not. Yeah,
Add-on and patches don't use the upgrade code. Is that true?
No, they can. The upgrade.
But generally, they upgrade their own. They don't upgrade the base bundle.
No, they don't. They don't have the same upgrade code.
They're not finding the base by the base's upgrade code.
They certainly could.
Yeah, they do actually.
They can. They don't have to.
I thought they did have to.
Nope. Could be any related bundle ID. The upgrade code is one of them. Is available.
So you go related bundle action equals patch. The ID you give it can be anything.
Yeah. It's just a related bundle ID.
Definitely need to document this stuff.
Yeah, because I at one point had quite a bit of expertise in bundles and patching, and what Rob said just is shocking to me. Not like jaw-droppingly shocking.
I was gonna say it's just a related bundle is just a way of saying, hey, I have this ID hanging out here that you can then create relationships to, and anybody that knows that ID can participate around that identifier and hang themselves up. If it could just be detection, hey, I detect that thing. Now you get a notification if anybody else inside your circle of related bundle is on the machine. You're like, hey, great, thanks. It told me that this thing was already on the machine, for example.
Right, but I expect
And the
related
upgrade code
bundle.
is one of those related bundle IDs.
Okay, related bundle. Right, but how else do you identify a bundle? Given that the bundle ID is
Right.
silently generated
Right.
in a way that isn't reflected,
Right.
short of
Right. We chose
inspecting the manifest.
Exactly. We chose to hide the bundle ID through everything due to some of the weirdnesses that get around with the product code and the package code and MSI. So we're just going to hide this whole thing. So if you want an identifiable ID, one, you have to have one, the upgrade code, so that you can upgrade yourself in the future. That's one. And the way to declare others, if you want more than one, is to declare a related bundle. So, for example, you could say, I am a platform that I want other bundles to add on to. I'm going to create this backwards compatible concept of platform in my application. I'm going to get a related bundle, and now anybody can create an add-on to that. And you have to publish that ID to other people and say, if you want to become an add-on to our platform, you have to be a related bundle add-on to this, and it will just work.
Okay.
It will then find you.
To give that ID to a bundle, you have to use the related bundle element.
Yep.
And an action of detect.
If you just want to detect it.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
You have to give your platform an ID.
Yes.
How do you do that?
Oh,
what is the author? Related bundle.
Oh, the initial declaration.
Yeah.
Yeah, is detect. Yeah, it's essentially.
Okay.
Tell me about other people.
So
that's the neutral one.
That is. Well, it's not neutral.
Yeah, that is the most neutral one. I'll give you that. Because there is no
neutral.
none today.
It is. I will agree, the most neutral.
Right.
Because there isn't an associated action, except there is. It's called detect.
Right.
So that authoring both creates the identification, the ID for that platform concept, and tries to detect it.
Correct.
This is I think the root of this bug, right? You need to declare an identity. You also have to detect that identity. And we have one concept that covers both.
I see. Would you rather there's a way of saying related bundle action is none or leave action off?
I don't know that.
I mean,
no,
okay.
Sorry, it doesn't matter because what you're saying is by declaring that the registration is going to include that code in the bundle detect codes, and therefore there's no way to distinguish. Sorry, let me back up. The platform bundle declares ID GUID 1, action equals detect. How is that bundle differentiated from any other bundle that wants to detect the platform or be an add-on to it?
I don't think it can, which is the root of, I think the root of this bug is that they want it to be more directed.
Right. And
I get that. That makes sense to me.
That
makes sense to me that you'd want to be much more directed. It kind of is when you say related bundle add-on, you're basically saying you're pointing at something else.
Yeah.
Patch is the same way.
Yep.
Upgrade is the same way. The problem is then you're saying you upgrade anybody that has that related bundle ID. And that's the part where I'm like, yeah, okay, so the ability to be a little bit more scoped on this makes sense.
Yeah, and we can look at MSI and go, oh, look, they have a whole bunch of things you can target in addition to just upgrade code and version.
Publish component.
Version ranges.
Well,
I was thinking version ranges, language, all that.
Right. And absolutely simplified bundles, and you could argue too much, but it was definitely a simplification that there's no version ranges on the upgrade relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm
Yes.
not suggesting we add it because, oh my God, that's such a huge pain. But I get my confusion, and I guess where I'm leaning toward, if I were to redesign it, I would design it differently. If you could only target the upgrade code from an add-on bundle or a patch bundle, then you're targeting a known ID that can't otherwise, that shouldn't change, right?
Yeah.
In all the way an upgrade code identifies a family,
Yep.
it's a good target.
But that's also
well,
why it's not the thing necessarily to publish as in the case of a platform, as the identifier for your platform,
right,
because you may want to break your platform compatibility, but you don't want to break your upgrade relationship. So you don't want to publish your upgrade code as the related bundle ID. So you go and create a different one. I mean, to be fair, and this is not a huge positive, but it borrows a little bit from contracts in COM, right? The contract in COM says, here's a GUID, this is my contract, I exist. So related bundles are kind of like that. It's not necessarily a contract, but it's like, here, I exist. If you want to get a completely new contract, you create a new GUID. And of course, if you have an upgrade relationship based on that contract, well, you've broken that relationship. That's why using the upgrade code as the related bundle for not upgrade things, I wouldn't recommend it. That's why you could create another one.
Yeah, and now I'm wanting to have a discussion about prog IDs versus class IDs, and that's just really horrible and boring. My overall point at the moment is that it seems that adding any one of these related bundle IDs, any type of related bundle ID, invites you into this really big world of related bundles. And without finer-grained control over the actions, there will be unintended consequences. And the answer, I think, today is, for the immediate future, that's what BA logic is for, right? Because you can control all of these.
Yeah, you could override whatever burn says the default is.
And I think it's surprising that you are opting, you're opting from the very simple, I've authored an upgrade code, to I'm now in this huge twisted maze of relationships based on these IDs.
Yeah, if it's that big, I mean, they aren't usually that big.
Well, yeah.
Until you start trying to do something interesting like this person.
I'm still not certain where they're at. So again, the A and B upgrading C, I get to want to have more directiveness. I understand want to have more directed. That's just missing in burn. Like that is a reasonable idea to say, yeah, I want related bundles, but more directed so I can not have cross relationships across things. Okay, fine. That makes sense to me. And yes, that's a weakness in the first version of burn. Absolutely. As is the weakness that only higher versions can upgrade. That's another weakness in the first version of burn.
Right.
Simplifications, things that were done simply. And so to say, hey, the feature, one way to do this feature, I haven't thought through all of the different implications, but one way that comes to mind in the feature is to say that the upgrade relationship is very directed. Probably could do the same thing for add-on. The add-on relationship is very directed, such that two add-ons to the same related bundle ID do not detect each other. We could say that.
And I'm actually curious now to what extent they do. Do they detect each other as add-ons? to each other.
No, I hope not.
That I hope not. I mean, that wouldn't work. Right?
Yeah, I hope not. No.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this is certainly could be more directive in the relationships. Absolutely. Even I guess in detection. No, I don't know. Detection, you're just gonna say, "Tell me everybody." I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. You have to draw the graphic, kind of work way down to like, all right, cool. What is the new, or what is the more advanced behavior from this? I wish there was more to this to really understand what they were doing, because I'm kind of guessing that
Yeah.
A and B were upgrading C, but I would have liked to know, was C going to continue to live? Were A and B, what were A and B? Were they just different types of suites? Like, I just wish there was
Right.
more here, but unfortunately this is ancient, so we're not going to get that. So we're just kind of guessing at all the different ways that they could do this. Oh, sorry, Zach. Zach, have we answered your question? Like, you asked a really good question, and the answer is both, unfortunately. I think that
Right.
might be part of the confusion, is that the related bundle can actually do both, and becoming a little bit more specific about how it's being used would probably be a good thing. Oh, that's interesting buzzing. Am I the only one that hears that? Let me see. I'm going to mute myself. Nope, still there. So it's one of you guys, I think, have some sort of background buzzing.
Yeah, I
Oh.
guess my heater's on.
Oh, okay. There
I
we
don't
go.
know.
All right. It was Sean. All right, good. Very good. At least we figured out what it was. I'm all paranoid about the sound all the time, especially today. So, yeah. Is this something to tackle in 4? Like,
No.
Well,
So-
the reason this came up is because I'm going to implement bundle package.
bundle package.
So I was trying to, so we're going to have to create BA events where we're saying, we detect the bundle, but we also need to detect its upgrade bundle relationship bundles so that you can know whether it's obsolete or not. Just like we do with MSI.
Sorry, I missed that. Sorry.
So
wait. What is bundle package? Oh, wait. No. What is
Actually,
bundle package?
package with bundle detection.
Oh, got it. In the language. Bundle. Got it. Chain package. Bundle. Got it. Sorry. Okay. All right. I'm caught up.
So we need to get the same information we give for MSIs, where we're telling them whether it's a major upgrade, it's a downgrade, maybe a minor upgrade. We need to be able to give that information to the BA. So I was trying to figure out how this actually is supposed to work, because this behavior was surprising to me. And now that I know that's intentional, makes it weird. I wouldn't like it if I was writing a bundle, but I guess if that's what we need to give your feature where you can block bundle C from being installed in the future, then that's
That
how
was
it
the one that was
works.
missing from MSI that everybody wanted. And so was one of the features in the bundle, in the related bundles. The other one was that it was simple, and I would argue that it's possibly over simple. And Zach's comment here about it, the two cases should be declared differently somehow, is a good point. Like, maybe it was all oversimplified on all that, but I still think that's a good scenario to keep, that if something is upgraded, that it does not have to know about the future in order to detect that it would be downgrading things.
So if bundles are not supposed to detect each other like MSIs detect each other, then I'm going to have to sit down and think about how to actually tell the PA about what's being detected.
Oh yeah, bundles have a lot less control than MSIs do on the version and language already. So that's one big difference.
Bundles already have related bundle behavior. Sorry. This is nothing new for bundles, right? They already detect related bundles of type downgrade.
to
Yeah.
themselves.
Right.
So, yeah, maybe what you're saying is it's going to have to use the same exact logic and say this is a related bundle to this bundle, and then it's going to have to give all the same events for every single bundle in the chain.
Yes, and I would expect that it would be the same sequence that you see today in the log when it detects bundles related to itself.
But this kind of goes back to what I did earlier, where I pulled out the related operation information on the related bundle because you can't really detect what the related operation is supposed to be at detect time, because it's all depends, like it depends on a lot of other things.
That's too vague for me to respond to.
When you detect a related MSI package, there's a related operation that says downgrade, major upgrade,
Yep.
minor upgrade. And we're not going to be able to get that information for related bundles.
Why not? It's all version compares, right? What
Well,
information are we missing?
for the bundles, we're taking into account the overall action to decide what the operation is supposed to be.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I remember that. Yes, I remember that. But that's, yes, but like with MSI packages, they're just potential upgrades at the time of detect, right? It's only when you plan and you have an action that you can decide what kind of upgrade they are. Upgrade/downgrade.
Well, I mean,
That would be the same for bundles, right?
well, the thing is, for MSIs, it can use MSI's logic and decide what MSI would do. But for
True.
bundles, I guess it's all up to the BA what that actually means. Just because they're upgrade related doesn't make it necessarily a downgrade or an upgrade.
No, but like we do today, we make those decisions based on what we know, including the version number and the action during planning. The BA of the related bundle can always say, "I don't think so," and not do what was requested. But that's at apply time.
But so, like, when you have a bundle in your chain and you think it's an upgrade, but then you try to run the related bundle and it thinks a downgrade because the BA decides it's a downgrade, and now your chain is going to fail because it's going to get the error.
We're not going to be able to declaratively know what a BA decides programmatically.
Yeah.
But if we had better defined things about what all these codes mean,
then we would still be dependent on the BA making a decision.
True.
but you would make better decisions most of the time.
I think we'll know. I mean, you know what the decisions are now. You can calculate all this from the parent bundle.
This is going to work. This is a 9x% solution,
Yeah.
right? Because 9x is one upgrade code involved in the mess. I agree. We have to, at the very least, document what's supposed to happen, and then decide, what would make more sense. And I think we will decide that something makes more sense than what we have today.
Yeah, that version 1 wasn't good enough, and that version 2 has value.
I think detect is being expansive, and that's messing with the simplicity of the action. The 3 actions that we support.
Okay. I don't think that's the fundamental flaw, but yeah, I think the bigger problem is that the A and B are detecting each other through the upgrade code. But yeah,
Well, that's where. Okay, fair. Detection is expansive. I like that it's expansive, but I could be convinced that it's better that it's not as expansive. It's more directed, and then the simple operations, simple actions that we support today would just work better. Also, the fact that all of this stuff is in the registry and we have butil means the engine doesn't have to do everything. Detection is easy. As long as, there's a wrapper that hides the implementation details. Detection is easy, or at least straightforward. So, yeah, it'd be easy to trim what the engine detects as long as we can, provide an API that lets you get deeper. But I will assert that it starts with documenting what we have.
So it sounds like this is vNext.
I don't think we can fix it in 4.0.
oh, I mean, we could if we wanted, but
Well,
we'd need to jump on it pretty quick. Yeah,
I think it's a pretty big change that I think just documenting it is going to take some effort.
yeah,
I'd be willing to take that part on, but not in 4.0.
yeah. I'm hesitant to take on more than I have already as it is. Interestingly,
Well, I could not do that research in a 4.0 time frame.
yeah. Interestingly, this was open in 2013 and hasn't been a big questions. So, I feel like a lot of the upgrade logic, the simple upgrade logic, is what most people are just using, which is
Well, I feel like
the case. And people
I feel
probably
like
don't
people
even
that
know
are
about the add-on stuff.
I feel like people are using it if they have simple upgrade logic, and they're not even using it if they don't, because it doesn't work for them.
Well, or it does, and they're just using detect only related bundle authoring to
Exactly.
do everything they need to do in a BA, which truthfully is going to be, call it 50-50. If you have something more complicated than a straight line of upgrades, you're probably going to need more than, what you're going to have business logic that determines what upgrades what, not something you can, easily declare.
Yeah. Patch bundles and add-on bundles aren't that hard to do either, but yeah.
Well, I'm thinking more like upgrades. Upgrades frequently revolve around marketing. Add-ons and patch bundles less so.
Right. That's fair. So not 3x. We're looking at vNext and carrying on. Do we need to look at the other one related to this, to the previous one?
No.
Okay.
That was
3693.
bundle package, right?
Got it. Bundle package. Yes. Handle detect condition.
Well, it's more complicated than that.
All right.
Yeah, that whoever opened that bug was just.
Oh, Bob from Ancient History. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it's much more complicated than a simple paragraph will describe. Yes, no doubt about that. All right. What? Two-factor? How? What am I? Here I am. All right. Back to the issues. Okay. Bring back option to verify payload authenticated signature. I'm actually working on this right now, and after just going around and around and around and around and around on this, I've just become more convinced that the scenario that makes sense is to just expose this through remote payloads and handle all the things down here talking about don't specify a hash if a certificate is specified. That's somewhere down here. Where is it? Anyway, all this. So I'm working on bringing all this into the remote payload scenarios only, both on XEs and on the MSUs. And dealing with additional payloads is something that I'm working on right now. I don't have the solution for that, but it is kind of the, all right, so you had this XE and all of its other supporting files. How do we get all that stuff laid out together? I'm trying to solve that as well, which is, I think, all the things that were called out, or 4 things that were called out here in the most recent updates to this, is that yes, it will be for only remote only. It will handle this hash versus not problem, so you don't bypass the signature check by specifying hash. It will be for XEs and MSUs. It will be remote only, and it will. I'm working on the solution to handle the case when there are more than one file to go along with the remote payload. So that's what I'm working on right now, which means we won't do it for MSIs, MSPs. What am I missing? I think those are the only 2 other things in the chain, right?
Yeah.
So those things.
But if you add support for remote payload for other payloads, then that should be straightforward.
Right. I mean,
like loose payloads for an XE?
Which is what someone asked for anyway, and should be pretty easy after all the refactoring I did for the remote payload stuff.
yeah, so I'm working my way through all that right now. That's what I'm working on right now. So I think we can take this off triage and just leave it on my list of things to solve. It will be remote only. Maybe
Although
update this title.
You
So-
are racing Microsoft to where if Microsoft updates the package before you get this in, then our tests will start failing.
Yeah, well, that was always true. It's always been true. But this is for V4, so we haven't changed anything.
Well, I mean, I'd rather the CI builds not start failing.
Wait, we have CI tests that are installing the .NET framework?
They're doing layout, and one of the payloads in the layout is the NetFX 4.8.
Okay. Then that will start failing should they update it. So hopefully they don't do that before this gets done. But I'm working on it.
I'm actually kind of surprised because I thought they updated it basically monthly every time there was a Patch Tuesday release.
But they haven't changed the. Oh no, they have. No, I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're going. So I just need to change that to verify remote payload by authentic code signature. So I will. If you don't get that, Bob, I will definitely get that.
The title?
Yep, the title. Bringing back option to verify remote payload by authentic code signature.
Except there's no remote payload anymore.
It's the thing that we call it. I don't have another name for it. Can't call it external. So it's remote payload for us. We know what it means, and other people have to catch up to what it means. All right, let's see. Going back, let's see what else is going on. GitHub action status. So beginning of the month, our builds started getting canceled outright. It always seemed to be local to us. Other people didn't seem to be having this problem. And then last Thursday, not December 14th, is that right? No, December 17th. I don't know why I wrote 14th down. December 17th. 14th is, oh geez. Anyway, December 17th is when it seemed to just suddenly start working. Now, I did go and push the ARM the ARM library files into the image that GitHub uses because they had it in 2019 and it was missing from 2020. So they took that change and they were going to roll it out. That image should not have been out by December 17th, not December 14th, Thursday, December 17th. And so it's still a little bit of mystery why on Thursday, December 17th, things started passing for us. And it wasn't until
I think you got lucky
Sunday,
because my builds were still failing on my
February.
rebuild.
Do I keep saying December? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's in the slide. We're like 10 months in the future.
But I think you were lucky because I had builds failing through the weekend.
What? But I had several builds pass. Like it was just everything I was running was working. I do not understand this. This just does not make sense to me. So it's unclear, as is stated here, unclear what resolved the issue. And I'm still on the GitHub ticket. They're unfortunately becoming a little less interested. It's like, oh, look, the new image rolled out. Did that seem to fix you? It seems like it's fixed you. It looks like everything's working. And we're happy to make this ticket go away. We really don't want to dig into it. So I don't know how much farther I can really get them to dig into it because, well, it does seem to be working. And we'll see what happens from here. It may just forever remain a mystery that we don't get to the root of. And I don't know. I kind of hope they'd be like, oh, we really want to understand what's wrong in our infrastructure, but they're not really taking that approach to the problem. So we'll see. I don't know that I'll have another update other than things seem to be back to normal and working. So that's a positive. That's all I really have there.
Because mysteriously fixed things never break again.
Yeah, I am going to hold on to this ticket. So if things come back, I can definitely come back and go, well, we were looking at this before. Look, you guys resolved it as, I don't know, seems to work now. And now it doesn't work again. So go back and pick up the same, hopefully, severity as this last ticket had. So we'll see. But I do have a hard time pushing on them saying, well, keep looking at this, even though the repro isn't happening anymore. So it's like, I don't know. All right. So that's the state of that. Other things people want to talk about. Questions, comments, things going on out there. What's going on? Stuff that needs to be covered. Don't know. Working on the Authenticoach signature, then working my way to the XE detect conditions. Those are the next two things on my list. Just trying to get those checked off. Yesterday, if you were on the stream, we worked our way through incremental build, which was very exciting to have that working for WiX libs, MSMs, and MSIs. Very, very exciting. That was several weeks of, hour and a half after each week, and it finally worked. So it's like, yay, that felt good. All right, I'm filling time. I'm not sure Zach has much else for us since he seems to be the one active in the chat. 2 weeks from now is sometime in March, not in January or whatever it would have been if I was operating on my December 14th time frames. Oh my gosh. So I think it says March 10th. I think that's normal. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, March 10th is just another day in the world. See you guys then. I think that's the time. Good. All right. 2 weeks from now, same place, same time, different day. We'll do this again. And that's all I got. You guys have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye.
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 Woohoo. All right. So recording's done, and now just the stream going all by itself. Why is it not updated? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 7, 11. Wow, I hit that button. Yeah, that's like 5-second delay or something like that.
In the audio, at least.
Or the video, whatever. The remote live thing. Because I figured out a way I could do it. I put a clock that was showing up on my screen. Then I could see what the clock was locally and look over at what the stream said the clock was, and that was the way I was able to figure out how far apart they were. And it did seem to be about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
At least the time that I was looking at it. Which still is pretty amazing. I'm still at all at this technology. Everything that goes on. I wonder why this keeps complaining about my bitrate, even though this bitrate is the exact same bitrate I do yesterday during my stream.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's probably not YouTube going, don't send us so much crap.
Yeah.
So for your Let's Code, the max resolution I can pick is 1080, but for this one, the max resolution I can pick is 720.
720?
Oh, that's interesting.
There.
Maybe it's saying you're pushing us unnecessary bits for the resolution you're allowing?
But it should be the same. All right. Well, that's interesting. That's one thing for me to look at. I will poke at that. I think I need to do a stream where I just spend different day, different levels, maybe. I think I need to spend a day where I just start a stream and then start changing all of the settings until I finally figure out the ones that work best for YouTube. Because right now, it's unclear what the right answer is. Very unclear what the right answer is. But we'll see. Interesting that it says the stream is that general. Let's see, where can I output? That's not showing me it. Oh, video? Yeah, I don't know. I have to go dig into that. Figure out what's going on. Probably some setting buried somewhere that is different between the two streams, because they do end up with different settings. Because they have different connection keys I have to go through. Whatever. All right. Well, that's all we got. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.